error in the slope. But when it comes to graph of physics, there are certain things you don't need to ignore them at all. One of those things is the scale, and that is what differentiates physics graph with the mathematics graph. You don't need to ignore the scale. And in case, if you don't know how to usually find scales, you should click the right button below, subscribe, so that we should meet in the next class. All right? And the other thing you don't need to ignore is when it is stated that you're supposed to start from the origin 0, 0, then you must indicate on your graph the point 0, 0. Okay? Failure to do that, it means you're going to lose a certain mark. So let us look at this graph and see how we can obtain our slope and at the same time the error in the slope. So this is the graph. If you look at the topmost of the graph, you can see my scale is written there. I am the one that choose this very particular scale using the table of the value. As you can see here, I said 2 centimeter represent 1 unit on the vertical axis and 2 centimeter represent 0.2 unit on the P axis. The vertical axis is V, while the horizontal axis is what? The P. So after realizing this scale, then you go back to your graph. Here is our graph. This is called the vertical axis, while this is called the horizontal axis. Based on this graph, we are starting from the origin. You can see the 0 is there. Okay, so the vertical axis, I want you to take note. You can see my line, I put an arrow there, and you must indicate the word V to show that the vertical axis is for what? V. You can see V is there. The unit is volt. And here is horizontal axis. You can see the arrow is there, P is there, the unit is what? Ohms. But today we are not looking at how to plot the graph. We just want to what? See how we can obtain the slope from the plotted graph. Okay, you can draw a very big triangle from any point of your choice. Look at my own. I've just drawn my right angle here. You can see it with the color ink here. I've drawn my what? The right angle there. Now, after drawing the right angle, at the vertical, you say change in V because it's a vertical axis. You say change in what? V. You can see it there. Then at the horizontal, change in what? P. That means that we'll be able to answer our question number 1. The question number 1 is asking us the measure the what? The slope. We are to measure the slope. This is the line, the base line. The straight line you can see here is called what? The base line. The line of base feet. Okay? So you write down your A. They said is slope. We are to measure the slope. So you write slope. Slope S is equal to change in V over change in P. Okay, that means that you bring down your equality sign. It means that you're going to have V2 minus V1 all over P2 minus P1. Okay, so you have to fall back to your graph to find out where is V2, where is V1, where is P2, where is P1. Okay, so let's go to the graph straight to find out, to locate V2. V2 is the highest point on the what? The vertical axis where you draw your triangle. So this is a triangle. This is the maximum point of my triangle. You follow the line Q. This is it. So this is this is going to be your what? V2. And if this is 4, this is 5, it means that this thick line is going to be what? 4.5. So I will just come down straight and write my 4.5 minus, that is my, for my V2. Okay, so I'll come down. This is my triangle, the lowest point of the triangle If you check on the vertical axis, this is where we have a little bit problem. Look at it very well. We have, this is 1, this is 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5. And that was exactly how we obtained that this very point is what? 4.5. I want you to understand that each of these boxes contains 5 lines. 2 of the box contain 10 small boxes. This type of boxes contain 10 of them. That is why we say 2 centimeters represent what? 1 unit. Okay, so if 2 centimeters represent 1 unit, to obtain this smallest or this small box in between, you can just, if you count these small boxes, they are up to 10. So what you should do is you just pick the 1 and divide it by 10. This 1 you divide by 10, you're going to have 0.1. That means that each of the small line is 0.11. Okay, and if that is true, we now come back. If this point is what? 0, this point is 1, it means here it will be 1.1, and this point will be what? 1.2. If you look at your triangle is touching 1.2, that means that your V2 is 1.2. As simple as that. It means that your V2 is 1.2. Then you draw your line. Okay, now from there you go back to what? The P1. P1, where is P1? P1 is where the triangle touches the line of best fit, the lowest point of the what? Line of best fit, where the triangle touch. Here is it. You go down straight. At this point too, we have a little bit issue. We are using 2 centimeters represent 0.2. Okay, so here we have 0.2. To know the smallest line here, the small lines in between, you should just pick 0.2 divided by 10 again. You're going to have 0.02. 0.02. So to get the small line here is that if you move from where 0.2 is to the next small line, you're going to have 0.22. Then you move to the next one, you have 0.24. Where my triangle is touching is 0.26. That is to say that the lowest point, which is P1, is 0.26. So is P2 minus P1. So we should find out the P2. The P2, we have it here. The P2, we're having 0.8. Where it's located here is about 0.88 because it's almost 0.9. If you draw it on the graph book, you're going to find out that it's around 0.88. So just straight, you come here and write your 0.8, 0.88. Then you bring down your negative sign. Then you write your 0.26. And that is how to obtain those values from your graph. From there, you bring down your equality sign. 4.5 minus 1.2, you're going to have 3.3 all over. Then we have 0.88, 0.88 minus 0.26 equality sign. You're going to have a 0.88 minus 0.26. You're going to have 0.62. Okay, and when you divide this, 3.3 divided by 0.2, 0.62, when you divide it, that is 3.3 divide 0.62, you're going to have 5.3. have 5.3. Okay, that it means that our slope is equal to 5.3. Okay, if you divide 3.3 divided by 0.62, you have 5.3. It means our slope is equal to what? 5.3, as simple as that. Okay, now that we have obtained our slope, we need to go ahead and look for the what? The error in the slope. The error in the slope, which is given by SG, we are solving B part now. S small g subscript g is equal to 4W all over and R, plus or minus is in between them here. The error in the slope is equal to 4W over and R. That simply means that we need to find out the W, we need to find out N, we need to find out what? R. Okay, it's very simple. Let's go back to the word, the graph book, and find out our W first. How to get W from this graph is very simple. The first thing you should find out, the W is called what? The vertical scatter. Is the scatter. Okay, so this scatter, you must have the greatest value that is out or is off the line of best fit. This is the line of best fit. The farthest point, or the point that is away from the line of best fit, you draw a horizontal line, you draw a straight line from that point. Again, the point that is farthest or is far away from the word, this side. This is the line of best fit. We have 2 points. From the line of best fit, the farthest point around this side, you draw a straight line on it. O, that is the first point. And the second one, this is the line of best fit. The farthest point away from the word, the line of best fit towards this direction, you draw a straight line on it. Mine here, the farthest point on this side is this. So this is my straight line. At this side, the farthest point is this, because this point is not directly on the word, the line of best fit. So it's outside a bit. So it's this line. So this and this. So after drawing that, at any point, you can just what? Measure the distance between the two, the difference between the two lines that you have drawn. You can measure it. So how you're going to do is just this. You draw a straight line and you find the difference. Look at mine here. This is where I draw it. So this is where the line I draw is touching. So you go straight and pick. If you are picking it, this is 2, this is 2.5, this is 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9, is on 2.9. Mine is on 2.9. Okay, so that is the lowest number. The highest number is on 3.2. So 3.2 minus 2.9. 3.2 W going to be, W is equal to 3.2 minus 2.9, and W going to give us 0.3. That means here is 0.3. Okay, so this W is 0.3. So we need another number again, and is equal to, and the n is just the number. You go to your table of your value and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. That means the n is 6. Okay, then R is the range in the value, in the horizontal value. So don't suffer yourself from the graph. Come back to your table of the value. This is the highest number, which is 0.88. So our R is 0.88 minus the lowest number, which is 0.26. Okay, and that will going to give us 0.88 minus 0.26 we're going to give us 0.62. Okay, it will give us 0.26. So we have obtained all these parameters. So we can just come down and say that our SG is equal to plus or minus 4 times 0.3 all over 6 times 0.62. Okay, equality sign plus or minus. So from there, 4 times 0.3 we're going to give us 1.2 all over. Then 6 times 6 multiplied by 0.62, we will have 3.72. Now when you divide it, 1.2 divide 3.72, you have your okay, let's take it again. 1.2 divide 3.72. Then we have 0.32. We have 0.32. So this is going to give us 0.32. 0.32. Okay, so yes, we have 0.32. So it means plus or minus 0.2. Our SG is 0.32. So arrow, therefore, the slope, that is the arrow, the slope will now be equal to, you pick this number, which is 5.3 plus or minus 0.32, and that is it. That is our final answer. Thank you.